Welcome back to another episode of Followers of the Way. I am your host, Jeremiah. And in today's episode, it's going to be a good one. It's called, In Order to Understand Eternal Salvation, We Must First Understand Predestination. And if you don't understand what predestination is, let me tell you, you will never, ever understand eternal salvation. Definitely hit that subscribe button, the like button, the share button. We got to work together getting this truth out. So if you like me, you want to support the channel, definitely go out and get a copy of the new book. Like I said, my third book is on Amazon, is on Kindle. And if you read that title, you are reading it right. You are not blind. It is called Eternal Salvation, the Hell Proof Doctrine. Whoa. Like I said, I hope we still family and friends if you read this book. I really do. Now, this book is packed with a lot of revelation. You definitely want to get the companion with the book. It'll help you understand a lot of the things that is written in this book. You can find them both on Kindle, Amazon. And if you haven't already, you want to get this too, because you got to understand this. This is key. Who do you say I am? It reveals the identity of the Father, reveal who you are. Mystery Babylon, the image of the beast, the anti-Messiah, why the church cannot preach truth is all in this book. And along with that, the companion to You Say I Am. I do leave a link of it in the bottom in the descriptions, along with my email. A lot of people email me. I welcome all emails. I do reply. If you want to build community, you have any questions, concerns, definitely hit me up in the email. So why are we called Followers of the Way? Simple. Old Testament, New Testament, we are called to follow Yahusha because he is the way, making us the followers of the way. 99% of the things I talk about here on this channel come by way of revelation because Yahuwah is a revelation. Therefore, Father, give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to understand your truth. People, ladies, gentlemen, family, friends, truth seekers, I love you. Before I start, I really do love you. I appreciate everybody supporting me. I really do. But this comes down to a testament of love. If you love the truth, you're going to love what I'm getting ready to talk about, right? If you don't have a love for the truth, you might stop following me. I can't apologize for that because I love you guys so much. I want to give you truth. Now, in order to understand salvation, it's three things. If you don't get anything else, remember these three things. One, salvation is not an application that you fill out, get approved, and say, I'm saved. That is not salvation. I know that's what tradition teaches us. I know that is what religion teaches us. I get it. I know that is the doctrine of devils and seducing spirits, but that is not eternal salvation. It's a form of salvation, but it's not eternal salvation. There's a difference. There's salvation, man-made, and there's eternal salvation that comes from the Father. Which one do you want? I'm about to give you eternal salvation. So in order to understand salvation, you must first understand salvation is a person. Really? Yes. Yahuwah, the creator, said he would come in flesh. Yahusha. Yahusha name means Yahuwah has become. Yahuwah is our salvation. Yahuwah is our Yasha, meaning salvation. So salvation is who? Yahuwah in the flesh. Making salvation what? A person. If you don't get that, you will never, ever understand eternal salvation. You will understand salvation, but you would never, ever see nor understand salvation. That's why it's critical. That's why I did it this way. You got to get this book. Who do you say I am? Who do you say salvation is? If you don't see it, you would never get it, right? The second thing you got to get from this, if you get nothing else, predestination. You have to understand the true meaning behind predestination. If you don't understand the true definition behind predestination, you will never ever see, you will never ever understand, you will never ever get eternal salvation. It would never ever make sense to you if you do not get and understand predestination. And the third thing, you got to understand this: time is an illusion. Time is a servant. What do you mean, Jeremiah? We, you, I, everybody make no decisions in real time. Time doesn't create. Time doesn't make. Time only manifests what already exists. If you don't understand that, you will never understand and see salvation. So I pray that I can give you salvation. Like, this book is pretty thick. Right now, I can't even talk to you about salvation. Why? You got to first understand predestination. If I tell you salvation first, you will never get it. Okay, you don't believe me? Check this out. What I'm about to get ready to read to you from the Bible is going to challenge your theology. Some of you won't see it, and some of you will see it, and some of you will get it, but a lot of you won't. I'm about to show you salvation, eternal salvation, Bible. You ready? Turn with me to the book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. We're about to read eternal salvation, and it's going to challenge your theology. Why? I'm going to tell you after I read it why this is going to challenge your theology. Let us read chapter 1, verse 4. It reads, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundations of the world. Stop. Who is he? Yahuwah, right? And it says, he has chosen us in him before the foundations of the world. What does that mean? That before time, before the heavens, right? Before matter, before the earth, time, space, and the earth, we were already in his mind. As he has chosen us in him. Notice it says in him, not outside of him. How can we be with him before foundations of the world? The Logos. Before you can talk, you have a thought. Before I picked up this phone, I had a thought. You can't pick up nothing without first thinking it. He can't create anything until he first think it. Let's continue to read. Why did he do this? That we should be holy, without blame, before him in love. Verse 5. Having predestined us unto the adoption of children. How? By Yahusha, Messiah, to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. There's eternal salvation. Went right over all y'all heads, didn't it? Some of you. Let me break this down. It says, according to his will. It was his will to predestine you and I. It was his will that we were with him before time, space, and matter. It was his will that we are holy and that we are blameless. If it's his will, then what do you and I have to do with salvation? If I'm taking you out on a date, I'm picking the place. I'm paying for the meal. I'm paying for the whole night. If you want me to, I'm going to pick you up. All you got to do is show up. That's it. Everything's on me. So what is your part into this date? Just show up. I got everything else. We are saved through grace, through faith. What is our part? Just simply believe. And he got the rest. Why? Because he's the author and the finisher of our faith. Our faith starts with him, and our faith ends with him, and he is eternal. So how can something that is eternal lose something in time when we were with him before time? There's eternal salvation. You didn't get it, did you? Let me tell you why. I don't care how young you are, 18, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. If you've been taught salvation, but not eternal salvation, You have been fasting. If you're 50 years old, you've been fasting from eternal salvation for 50 years. And what you and I have been taught was salvation as an application. And because we've been taught salvation by a form of an application, this right here challenged our theology. It challenged our belief. It makes no sense. Why? Because you have nothing to do with salvation. That's the hardest part. Now, before I can go further, before I can get really into salvation, definitely get the book, get ahead of me, follow me through this whole series, we first have to talk about predestination. What I'm getting ready to share about predestination, again, is going to go against your $80,000 bachelor's degree. PhD. I think a PhD is $80,000. So if you had a PhD, it's going to go against your whole $80,000 degree, respectfully, because we've been taught the definition, the meaning of predestination wrong. Nobody fault. We didn't know. Now it's time for us to wake up. A lot of people don't know what it means when it comes to the true definition of predestination, because the true definition of predestination will go against your theology. Okay, let me stand on this. This is how serious I am about this. I guarantee you, if you continue to follow me, I'm gonna break this book down episode by episode by episode. Follow me. And I guarantee you, you will never see, you will never hear, you will never understand salvation the way the Father has given it to me. And I stand on that 100%. Not because I'm special, it's because I went to the source. Fun fact, when I wrote this book, the Father said, Jeremiah, I'm going to take you inside of my head. True story. And I'm going to show you salvation through my eyeballs. I'm going to show you salvation the way salvation intended to be understood, believed, taught, preached. So I got this directly from the source, and it challenged my theology. And I wrote the book. But once I seen this, I can't unsee it. So if you stick with me, if you get the book, I guarantee you, you will never see salvation the way you've been taught. It will challenge your theology. Here's rule one. What I'm getting ready to share with you about predestination is going to make your brain hurt. Trust me, because I'm going to show you the true definition of predestination. And I guarantee you, most of you never heard it, because I don't hear it being preached like this. So unless you see and been taught predestination through the intentions of the Father, you will never understand it. See, you and I been taught predestination from the ground up. We've been taught predestination through the lens of time. We've been taught to believe that we make decisions in real time, that what I'm thinking about doing after this, or what I'm thinking about doing this weekend, I'm making these decisions right now. I'm planning out my week accordingly. I am predetermining what I'm going to do tonight. We've been taught that. And we believe that is the true definition of predestination. It's not. It's a form of predestination, but it's not the true definition of predestination. What did I mean, Jeremiah? We're not aware of when we made those decisions. We believe, we've been taught, we make those decisions now. We lack awareness. And what I'm about to show you is awareness. So in order to understand true meaning of predestination, you got to go to the source. What's the source? Eternity. We're about to go up, way up into the 10th heaven. And we're about to go inside the mind of Yahuwah. Don't be afraid. What I'm about to share with you, do not be afraid. We are about to enter the mind of Yahuwah. You want to see what his minds look like? Do you want to see the mind of Yahuwah? Let's go. We're about to see predestination through the eyes of the Father. It's going to challenge you. It's going to challenge you. And before I start, let me ask you a question. What do you think predestination is to you? Now, it ain't no wrong or right answer. It ain't a pop quiz. What do you think predestination is? What comes to mind when you think about that? I'm listening. I'm hearing your thoughts. Okay. Let's stop there. We can't go no further. We can't really get into salvation because we need to first understand predestination. So when a lot of us, when we think about a conversation, I had these conversations, I know, based on experience. Some of us feel like this. Predestination takes away my freedom when I think about it. That's a true argument. That's a true statement. Think about it, right? Come, sit down. If we were predestined, then where's my freedom of choice? Should my thinking be it is what it is? If I'm predestined, then my choices are already made up for me. I don't have no skin in the game. I don't have a say so. That's a good argument. Good argument. Sometimes predestination don't sound fair. It doesn't sound fair. It make you feel that something is working against you. Because if I'm predestined and I didn't get that, but I really wanted that, I didn't have a choice. It is what it is. For some of us, predestination makes us feel like we have no control. Why should I care about the outcome? If it was meant to happen, it would happen. We think that way. Fair point. Some of us avoid the thought of predestination because it's too deep. I did. I listen. I didn't even like talking about predestination because it make my brain hurt. It's really one of those conversations. It's endless. No one is wrong. No one is right. And then you think about your life and you think about choices. And then you say, if it's too deep. It make your brain go into this loop and your brain cannot rest. Your anxiety spikes because you can never make sense of it. Because let's be real, most people don't reject predestination. They reject what they think it means. We don't know what it really means. So when people hear predestination, their mind goes here. They say this: if everything is decided, Jeremiah, then what's the point of living? That's a fair argument. And that's a fair question. You're right. I thought the same way. If I don't have a control of my life, if I cannot determine what's going to happen, why am I here? It almost feel like the Father is playing a game. I used to think this. You're playing a game with me. You're playing a game. Everything is predetermined by you. And if I don't like something that is taking place in my life, it ain't nothing I can do about it because everything is predetermined. Why you got me here? Why would you give me a mom and a son and a father and a brother and a sister if I'm going to lay down my life before them or they going to lay down their life before me and then I got sorrow? It ain't fair. It ain't fair. I had no choice. Right? Don't like it. Sometimes people say, if everything is already decided, then why make choices? It goes back to that thinking it is what it is, right? If this person is meant to be in my life, they'll be in my life. If I'm meant to have this job, I had this job. If I'm meant to have this, I had it. If it's predestinate. So if I don't got it because it wasn't meant for me, it kind of make you feel like you're mad at somebody else. It make you feel like the Father's not on your side. Yeah. It make you feel like he's working against you. You wanted that marriage to work. You wanted that relationship to work. You wanted that job to work. You wanted that promotion. You wanted that house. You wanted that career. You wanted to move. And you didn't get it. You prepared for it. You studied for it. You tried for it. It didn't happen. Why? Because the Father don't want you to have it? Because somebody don't want me to have it? Because it wasn't meant for me? And then if it was meant for me, I should have it? It's unfair, right? When you think about predestination. Sometimes predestination make you feel like a robot. It is what it is type of thinking. I get it. Or they say, so you're telling me I don't have free will, so nothing matters. And this is the shutdown. When we get to the point when we believe, and notice I said believe, we don't have a free will. Why try? You know what? I'm going to shake your hand on that. I'm with you on that. If I don't got a free will, why try? It is what it is. If she was meant to be with me, she would be with me. If it was meant for me to have, I would have it. It is what it is because I don't got a free will. Everything is decided for me. And if I don't got to say so, and if I don't got no skin in the game, why should I care? I'm with you, and I can feel your pain. I can feel your frustration. I can feel your attitude. I really can. And right there, a lot of people shut down. Right? And this is how we see and understand and been taught predestination. Now, of the truth, if that is the true definition of predestination, which I believe too, until I got to the revelation of the truth, I didn't like it either. I blamed the Father and I blamed people for a lot of frustration and pains in my life. And I had the wrong type of thinking where I really didn't care because people would say, if that woman was meant to be with you. I went through this hard breakup, right? True story. I went through this hard breakup, one of the hardest breakups in my life. And I couldn't understand why the Father would take her from me. You see what I said? I couldn't understand why the Father would take her from me. That take the responsibility off me. It does, right? I'm blaming somebody. I'm blaming you why I don't got that girl no more in my life. Your fault. Because my thoughts are predetermined. And if my thoughts are predetermined and I believe I don't got no say so, and I don't have this woman no more in my life, it's because you don't want me to have her. That's how predestination is to most of us. Can I challenge your theology now? All right, sit down. Can I challenge your theology? You ready? You ready? Don't get mad at me. Promise we're going to be friends? You promise? Okay. What if I told you everything that happened in your life, good, bad, loss, gained, you decided that? Jeremiah, we're not friends. Hold on. Before you get mad at me, relax. What if I told you that everything is already decided, but everything that was decided, you decided it? You don't got that husband or that wife. You don't got that marriage no more. You don't got that job no more. You didn't finish that education. You are at where you at right now. And everything that is happening in your life is because you decided it, not the Father. What? A lot of responsibility, isn't it? Yeah, a lot of accountability right there, isn't it? On your shoulders. Yeah, we wasn't taught that, was we? That don't that can't be predestination, Jeremiah. It is. It is. That is the true definition of predestination. Let me explain. Because in your mind, when I said that, you said that can't be true. How could I decide something before it existed? Good argument. Right there. You got me. No, you don't. You don't got me. How can you decide? How can you decide something when you didn't exist? You think you've been taught that all the decisions you make today, right now, you're making it today. Okay. Let's do an experiment. You want some coffee? Orange juice? You want some water? You know, go play some basketball? You know, watch the NBA playoffs? Are you going to do it? Go ahead, go get some coffee. I'll wait. Get that water. I'll wait too. You back? Okay. Do you think you made that decision today? I'm in Colorado. So in Colorado, it is 3:05 p.m. All right. Wherever time you at. Do you think you made that decision to get the coffee, the water, whatever, right now? That's your problem. That's your $80,000 PhD degree thrown out the window. That's your problem. You're looking at predestination, the definition, from the ground up. You're looking at predestination through the lens of time. And you think you got that cup of water, that coffee, and you make that decision right now. You didn't. When did you make it? Great question. You made it in eternity. All right, go back to Ephesians. Let us go back to Ephesians. Like I said, I'm going to show you eternal salvation, but you're not going to get it because you're going to be stuck at predestination. Chapter 4, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. According as he has chosen us in him before the foundations of the world. So every decision you made before, say it with me, every decision I made, according to the scripture, I made before time, before space, before earth, matter. What are you saying? Time only manifests what already is. Solomon said it best. There is nothing new under the sun. Time does not create. Time does not make anything. Time is a servant. Time only purpose. Get this. Time only purpose is to manifest what already is. So when you got up to get that coffee, when you got up to get that water, the only thing time did today, right now at 3:10, was manifest something you said you was going to do this time, this hour, in eternity. Time just manifested it. We do not make any decisions in real time. All of our decisions is predestined. You don't get that, do you? You think you're making decisions today. And that's why you're frustrated. Okay, let me slow this down. Right now, a lot of you are confused. A lot of you are still learning this. A lot of you people are still making mistakes, trying to figure life out. I'm not talking about from Yahuwah's perspective. We're trying to figure life out from the lens of time, what we're doing today. And we are saying, I don't have certain things because it is what it is. I don't have certain things because I didn't have a say so in it. You don't got, or you do got what you have because you made the decision already. Okay. You remember Judas, one of the 12 disciples, right? We all know what Judas did. He betrayed the Messiah, Yahusha. Did you notice Yahusha when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane? He prayed for the 12 disciples the Father gave him. Do you notice what he said? He said, Father, the 12 you have given me, I lost not none, except the son of perdition. And then he goes on and he says, why? He said, because it was written for him to go that way. Judas already made the decision in eternity to betray Yahusha. Judas did not make the decision to betray Yahusha in real time. The Bible speaks against that. In the book of Zechariah, it said that Yahusha would be sold for 30 pieces of silver. Now, Zechariah was before the manifestation of Yahusha. Zechariah was before the manifestation of Judah. It was already prophesied that he would be betrayed by the prophets before Judas. So that decision of Judas could not have been made in real time. It had to be made in eternity. Here's an example. I want you to think about a movie, right? The whole movie is already finished, beginning, middle, and end. But when you watch it, you experience it scene by scene. Now imagine if the character inside the movie had awareness, he would say, I'm making a choice right now. But the writer already finished the story. Now, take it deeper. What if the character is not separate from the writer? What if the writer is expressing himself through the character? Now the story isn't being created, it's being revealed. Let's go deeper. You act like you're building yourself in real time. You think you're making decisions today. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go do this. And you think you're making these decisions right now in real time. I got you. Check it out. Your initial thoughts, your eternal reaction, you convince yourself that you're making these decisions in real time, because by the time you become aware of it, it's already there. But that doesn't mean it wasn't chosen. It means it wasn't chosen here. What it means is before you did anything in life, you already made the decision to do it. The problem, which is not a problem, you wasn't aware of it. You're not aware of all the decisions you made in eternity. And because you're not aware of all the decisions you made in eternity, time is only revealing what already was predetermined. So we get frustrated in time because we think we're making decisions in real time. You know why the Father never get upset? Because he doesn't dwell in time. He knows the beginning from the end. He already knows what's going to happen. He's fully aware of everything. So for him, he cool, he calm, collective. You and I are not aware. We're frustrated because we believe we're making these decisions in real time, but we're not. We're not creating. We are discovering it. So what are you saying, Jeremiah? When you understand that you do not have a date of birth, you will understand predestination. What I mean by that? Okay. You have a date where you was manifested, but you don't have a date of birth. What? Okay. This flesh, what happens to it? The Bible says, because we was made from the dust, we will what? Return to the dust. So what happened to this flesh? It's only temporarily. So this flesh, say your date of birth, was manifested in time on the date you were born. But what are you? What is your essence? Spirit. Your spirit was not manifested on the date you were born. Your spirit was manifested in eternity. The only thing time did is reveal your spirit when you put on flesh. What are you saying? We were always here. What? We are eternal. Go back to the book of Ephesians. Like I said, if you don't understand predestination, you'll never understand eternal salvation. You and I are eternal. Ephesians 1:4. Accordingly, as he has chosen us in him before the foundations of the world. Is Yahuwah eternal? Is Yahuwah eternal? Is the answer yes? Great. We were with him in the beginning, making us what? Eternal. What date were you born then? Huh? What's your date of birth? You don't have one. You were with the Father, which is eternal in eternity before your flesh, before time, before space, before earth. You were eternal. So, how can you, being eternal, make decisions in time? If you can make decisions in time, then time got dominion over eternity. This is what I mean. If you cannot understand predestination, you will never understand. You will understand traditional salvation as an application. But if you don't understand predestination, you would never understand eternal salvation because you don't understand that you and I are eternal. And you thought you had a date of birth. You thought you had a date of birth. That's what they told you with that $80,000 degree. I'm being funny. I'm being respectful here, right? Is that what they told you? Huh? That you was born on that date? No, you was manifested that day. Do you know what manifestation means, right? Meaning that you was always here. We couldn't see you because the flesh did not manifest your eternal spirit. And when this flesh leaves your body, you are returning back to eternity. What did that mean? We can't die. We can't die. Okay. We either going to live with the Father or we going to be eternally separated from the Father. Notice what I said, right? We either going to be eternally living with the Father. Yahusha said he goes to prepare a place. And where he is, we will be also. Eternity. But he also said, depart from me, you work of iniquity. I know you not. We are then eternally separated from the Father. When do we cease to live? We are eternal beings. And because we are eternal beings, all of our decisions were already made in eternity. The purpose of time is to manifest all the decisions we already pre-made. The problem is we're not aware of the decisions we made. And because we're not aware of the decisions we made, we get frustrated and we blame the Father. So if that relationship ain't working out, if you lost that relationship, it's because you already chose to lose it in eternity. You didn't choose to lose it in time. Ain't nobody working against you. Everything that you have, everything you don't have, everything you do want, every decision you will make, you already made it in eternity. Stop being upset. You are where you at because you already made those choices to be there. So now think about it differently. What if your life is not you randomly figuring things out, but you are walking through what you already agreed to experience, not controlled, not forced, but revealed. So everything that is taking place in our life is only revealing what already was. What does the Bible say? For this purpose, the Son of Elohim was manifested. It does not say that the Son of Yahuwah was born. It does not say he was born into time. It does not say time revealed the flesh. It don't say that. He said he was manifested, meaning he was already there. All right. Let me end it with this. I know I got your brain hurting. You probably got to play this back. You got to get the book. You got to read it, but you got to get Predestination. I'm going to talk about Predestination till you get it. Hit me up with the comments. Email me if you have any questions. All right. I'm going to leave you with this. All right. Fun fact. I want you to go back in time with me. Okay. Go back to a time where they were on horses and chariots and camels, donkeys, whatever they used back then. Right. Do you know in that era, the automobiles, the airplanes, the trains, the planes was already there during the time of the camels and the chariots and the donkeys and the horses? You thought time created the automobiles, the airplanes? No, they were already there. They were not yet manifested until time was to manifest it. Okay. Do you think Yahusha just appeared in the belly of Mary during the time Gabriel visited Mary? Revelation says the lamb that was slain before the foundations of the world. Yahusha was already in the belly of Mary in the beginning in eternity. He was not placed there in time. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. Accordingly, he has chosen us in him before the foundations of the world, meaning everything that was decided has already been decided in eternity. Means Yahusha was already decided to be in the belly of Mary before the angel Gabriel visited Mary. Time only revealed when Mary was to give birth to Yahusha. That decision was not made in real time. How could it be? Mary never had a conversation with the Father to be impregnated with Yahusha. But she did in eternity, not in time. Okay. Let me end with this. I know your brain is hurting. The Bible says that the Father would never go against our free will. That's a fact. Okay. Don't you think it's intrusive for the Father to impregnate Mary with his son Yahusha if Mary objected to that? Where in the Bible did it say Mary was okay with carrying the son of Yahuwah? If Mary wasn't okay with that, wouldn't that be considered going against Mary's will? Freedom of choice? The only way the Father can be comfortable doing that to Mary, if Mary already decided to be okay with it in eternity. Remember Jeremiah the prophet? What did he say? He told Jeremiah the prophet, before you were formed in the womb, before you and your mom and your dad came together, before they even got married, before they was even a thought, before they made you a thought, he said, before you were formed in the womb, I already knew you. So who placed Jeremiah there? Yahuwah did. He said, I ordained you a prophet. Did he go against Jeremiah the prophet will and said, I'm going to make you a prophet and you, whether you like it or not? So when did Jeremiah the prophet was okay to be ordained a prophet? If the Father said, before you were in the womb, he already knew you and formed you and ordained you a prophet. So when in that conversation, when in that transaction did Jeremiah the prophet agreed to be a prophet, unless the Father went against the will of Jeremiah the prophet and made him a prophet against his own will? If that is true, then the Father couldn't be holy. So when did Jeremiah the prophet make the decision to be okay with it? He was an embryo. He didn't have no thought. He didn't have no awareness. He didn't have no recollections. He didn't know what a prophet is. He didn't know who Yahuwah was. He didn't know who his mom was. He didn't know who his dad was, but he already made the decision to be a prophet. When in time did Jeremiah the prophet agree to be a prophet? Huh? Talk to me, somebody. When? He was an embryo. Embryo can't talk, can't think. They don't know words. Use your words. He didn't have no words to use. All right. He was an embryo. So when did he make the decision? Accordingly, as he has chosen us in him before the foundations of the world. This is the true definition of predestination. It doesn't mean you don't have a choice. It means you already made all your choices in eternity. The only thing that time does is reveal what already was. Now, hopefully you get this. If not, definitely get a copy of the book. It breaks down to you what predestination is. If you get this, great. If you don't get it, rewind it back. If you need more thoughts, email me. I'm here to help you. But you will never understand eternal salvation unless you understand predestination. Predestination happens in eternity because we are eternal. Eternal salvation makes sense because you and I can never, ever not exist. We will forever exist either with the Father or we will exist eternally separated from the Father. No matter how you put it, it's eternal. Now, if anybody want to challenge this, make this make sense to you. If we are eternal beings and we will never cease to exist, why do we believe in eternal damnation, but not eternal salvation? Gotcha. Nobody never argued against eternal damnation, but they always argue against eternal salvation. It can't make sense to have eternal damnation and not have eternal salvation. We eternal. Make it make sense or make it not make sense. So this is predestination. Now, we're going to continue in my next episode with the next part of Ephesians chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. I'm not going to leave you hanging, but you got to first understand predestination, okay? The next part, we're going to talk about what it says here. It says that we should be holy without blame before him in love, having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua Messiah. We're going to talk about that, right? That if you read that, I'm going to give you a glimpse. Hope this don't confuse you. It says that we should be holy without blame before him in love. We were already predestined to be perfect. What? You thought perfection happens in time? You thought you are becoming perfect? Really? You thought you was becoming holy? What? You and I were already holy. You and I were already perfect in him before time, space, and matter. Time is only revealing what already is. Do you see how this works? Do you see the state of confusion I just left you in? Tradition tells you we got to be holy. You already are. We can't be perfect. We're perfect in him. We got to maintain our salvation. I'm saved according to his will. I don't got to do nothing but believe and show up. I don't got to maintain nothing that I don't have. Salvation was given to us, not to maintain. It was a gift. So my question to you, what we're going to talk about on some of the episodes. How can you lose something you don't have? Huh? You can maintain something you have, like paying your mortgage, paying your rent, paying that insurance, paying your car note, right? You can maintain that car because you got to continue to pay for it if you got a note. But if I gave you a car and I say, I take care of everything, the car is yours, what do you got to do? Nothing. I'm doing everything for you accordingly to the good pleasure of his will. Make it make sense how you can lose it. Make it make sense how you can lose salvation. We're going to get into this, and I'm excited. This book here is really going to challenge your theology. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to close. If you haven't figured out where I'm going with this, you can't lose your salvation. You can't lose it. You can never lose your salvation. If your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, there's nothing you can do to get out of it. If your name is not written in the Lamb's Book of Life, there's nothing you can do in time to get into it, because we were already with him before time, before space, before eternity, before you said your first word and took your first breath. We were already in him, and every decision we were going to make from the beginning to the end of our manifestation in this flesh was already predetermined. The only thing that time does is reveal it. That's it. So if time job is to reveal, how can time change what eternity already declared? That will give time dominion over eternity. In the book of Isaiah 48:11, Yahuwah said, with my hand I formed the earth and I formed the heaven, and I call, and they both stand before him. Time, space, and matter stands before the Father. So you cannot lose your salvation in time, because you never made the decision to be saved in time. If you made the decision to be saved in eternity, how can time change what is eternal? I'm talking about predestination. And if you don't understand this, you will never, ever see eternal salvation. Until next time, get the book, hit me up on the email. Here we keep Yahusha as King.